when you hear the criticism or critiques of Luka's, physical shape, how do you react to that?
Well, Dan, if everybody's saying it, it's probably fair. you know, everybody's been. I find it fascinating that all of us been talking about Luka's conditioning for 3 years. Now all of a sudden it's an insult. Like, I don't think people were hiding it. I think everybody's heard the same criticism for 3 years. Now all of a sudden, I saw his dad, like, they're saying these things about my son. I'm like, well, Mr. Doncic, in fairness, I watch TV. I got a TV. They've been saying the same thing for 3 years. They're not saying it like out of the blue. But I will say this. He's a great, great player. But Dan, the Dallas Mavericks know him better than anybody. I know he's a great player from a distance, but the Dallas Mavericks had to make a decision. Do we give this guy 5 years, $350 million? I give them credit. They made a decision. It might come back to bite them in the ass, but that's your job. Hey, listen, a year ago, we were all patting Nico on the back because he went out and got Gafford, PJ, and all these other guys and got the Mavs to the finals. You know, everybody act like it was only Luka and Kyrie that got them to the finals. No, Nico did a tremendous job last year. He made like 3 or 4 trades that got the Mavs to the finals. If they just had Luka and Kyrie, they wouldn't have made it to the finals last year. But they picked up 3 pieces during the trade deadline and made them a contender to get to the finals. But like I say, hey, that's the job, Dan. Nico, and I give him credit. He went out there and answered all the questions. He didn't run. He didn't hide. A lot of times when these general managers make bad trades, they put out statement and things like that. Yeah. I give Nico credit. He sit down. He took all the questions. Now, I will say this. This is a job trade. This is a job trade. If the trade doesn't work, you're going to lose your job. There's very few jobs in sports as a general manager or president, whoever running things, that I call them trade jobs. If the trade doesn't work, you're going to lose your job, plain and simple. And it should be like that because I've been saying for years, I think the easiest job and the best job in the NBA is running the NBA team because you get to blame 3 coaches before people realize you're the problem. Because think about that, Dan. Very few coaches, maybe Popovich. There's only how many coaches actually have power to make this? Greg Popovich is probably the last guy who gets complete power of an NBA team. But the rest of these general managers, they get to fire they get to make 10 bad deals and fire 3 coaches. And then people says, well, what's the consistent thing here? The general manager. So, hey, but that goes with the job, brother.